Hey Guru Nation, how's it going? Thank you so much. Look, I wanted to make this a quick video, but it's important because, it's actually like symbolizes so much that's wrong with our industry. So it's, as you can guess from the title, what is an IRT system in clinical research? And it's an interactive response technology. Believe it or not, I mean, what a fancy acronym, right? Like, as if we need another acronym. So here's somebody, myself. I've been working full time in clinical research since 2005 at the site level. And then I had some stints as a CRA, contract CRA. Now I'm back at the site level. And in between, I've done a whole bunch of consulting, a bunch of other stuff. I started out in clinical research, like at the site level. We didn't have IRTs. We had IVRS, Interactive Voice Response System. This is just like the name sounds. You would call in, right? It wasn't an iPhone back then, but you would call in from a landline and you would screen a patient. So this is how you would enroll a patient, randomize a patient. You would enter different codes, your user code, a PIN, and then the system would spit out to you like the number. Okay, this is patient number, whatever. Go get IP bottle number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for this patient, and then you'd get a confirmation by email later or by fax that you registered the subject or that you randomized the subject or that you dispense additional medication to the subject. Later, not too much later, IWRS replaced IVRS. I think I only used IVRS, Interactive Voice Response System, like for 3 studies. Like within 2 years, I started IWRS for most studies and then just continued that way. So until recently, I never even heard of IRT. So IWRS is Interactive Web Response System. So it's the same thing I just described, except you would go on a website and you would do the same thing: screen a patient, randomize a patient, dispense medication, log in investigational product when it arrives, etc. All of a sudden, nobody uses the word IWRS anymore. They use IRT. And the only difference is it's basically the same thing. The only difference is some of them integrate EDC systems, so electronic data capture systems, and some of them are also built to include capabilities for ePros, so electronic patient reported outcomes, which is every site loves having ePros for their patients. I'm being very sarcastic. It's very cumbersome for the patients to navigate these things, regardless of which vendor it is, and it's really annoying. I'm actually gonna do a video with Brad Hightower on this and a bunch of other things on why sites are actually not billing enough for micromanaging. Essentially, you have to micromanage patients when they're doing electronic patient reported outcomes for a lot of these studies. But anyways, that I don't want to get sidetracked. That's a whole nother podcast. We can go in depth on that one. So that's an IRT, interactive response technology. It's the same thing as IVRS or IWRS, where you can screen enroll patients, screen fail patients, log in the drug, randomize patients, screen fail patients. But now, think in a way, this is good. Thankfully, they integrated some of the systems. One of the studies I use actually has EDC integrated with the IRT. And in another study I have, the IRT has electronic patient reported outcomes where the patient actually have to do their electronic patient reported outcomes, and that's where you as the site or the coordinator assign these things to the patients as well. So that's an IRT. Don't let the fancy name throw you off. Um, from my experiences, they have not integrated lab results. It would be wonderful if they integrated labs in there and maybe IRB access and maybe ECG access, because most studies use an ECG and there's a vendor associated with that, and any other access you can think of. There's like 8 to 10 vendors per study as a coordinator to manage. And somehow IRT was supposed to make this process simpler, and in some studies it has, but I feel like what the sponsors have done is just added more things for the coordinators to do because the IRT is so easy. Now they feel like, okay, let's throw in electronic patient reported outcomes in there and let's have daily data points instead of just when the patients come to the site. Let's just do it every day and let's make it part of the protocol. And so, again, that's another podcast. Be on the lookout for that one. But this video, I wanted to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. That's what an IRT system is. If I missed anything, let me know. Recruitment. Some of the sponsors integrated the central recruitment campaigns into the IRTs. So when the vendor, whoever, whatever vendor the sponsors pick to recruit patients, when they get referrals, which by the way, I've been doing my study now for 3 months. I have this many referrals, zero. Um, they're supposed to send you the leads through the IRT system as well. So that and a couple of notifications and look, these tools are evolving. I think everything's starting to integrate and to get consolidated into one platform, but we're not there yet. So now it's just a fancy way of saying IWRS mixed with a little bit of or a lot of bit of electronic patient reported outcomes. All right, thank you so much, Guru Nation. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Catch you later. Bye bye.